Welcome to Untamed and Unfiltered Wellness, the podcast where we're tearing up the rulebook of conventional wellness because one size fits all never fits anyone. I'm your host, Joe Swenson, herbalist and founder of Olivia Bell. There's a lot of noise right now. The news is heavy, people are angry, and everything feels polarized and sharp. I don't want to touch politics or religion, because those are deep wounds for a lot of people. But what I do want to talk about is something that feels like it's quietly faded over the last few years, and that is kindness. I don't believe it's disappeared completely, but it's definitely waned, and that matters. Kindness isn't just a nice idea. It directly affects our stress levels, our nervous system, and how safe we feel moving through the world. There's actually science behind this, because the small stuff counts more than we think. When people hear acts of kindness, they often think of big, grand gestures. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the smaller things. Holding the door for somebody, a simple smile, maybe letting somebody else merge in front of you, or giving that look to a mom with a crying child, the I see you and you're not failing look. Those moments matter more than we realize. And here's the key point. Kindness doesn't just impact the person receiving it. It affects the person giving it too, on a biological, neurological, and emotional level. When we experience or offer kindness, our bodies release chemicals like oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin. Oxytocin, in particular, is known as the bonding hormone. It helps reduce cortisol, our stress hormone, and signals safety to the nervous system. Research out of Harvard and UCLA have shown that acts of kindness are associated with lower stress levels, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and increased feelings of connection and emotional resilience. So, in plain language, kindness tells your body that you are not under threat. And in a world that constantly feels threatening, this is important. But there's another layer to this that I want to name because, well, sometimes we don't act kindly because we're worried about how it's going to be received. What if the person misinterprets it? Or what if they get defensive? And even, what if they think we want something in return? And honestly, that hesitation, that overthinking, can create stress in us before we ever do anything, and that's why we just don't do it. But I want you to reframe it. If you are an overthinker, or if you're hesitating to do nice things for people, what I want to offer is this. If you find yourself stuck here, don't focus so much on the other person. Focus on your motivation. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? If the answer is recognition, validation, or control, then don't do it. That's not kindness, that's transactional. And transactional acts, that can be its own episode. But if the answer is simply because it's the right thing to do, because you want to ease somebody else's day, even just a little bit, then that's it. That's enough. Do it. You're not responsible for how somebody receives a genuine act of kindness, but you are responsible for the intention behind it. And when the intention is uncomplicated and true kindness, our nervous system actually benefits from that, whether the moment is acknowledged or not. And I'm going to be honest, it's been a while since many of us have received an act of kindness and didn't immediately think, okay, what do they want from me? I'm not trying to be sarcastic here. I'm just trying to be honest because I really think that a lot of us have become cynical. And not because we're negative people, but because we've learned to protect ourselves. Sadly, kindness can feel suspicious when trust has been chipped away over time. And I know I'm not alone in that thought. Recently, my girls got out, my babies. And if you've been listening long enough, you know that Ellie and Bella are my dogs. Well, Ellie figured out how to unlock and open the door, and Bella broke through the gate. Teamwork at its finest. They took themselves for a neighborhood walk. I got a call from an unknown number, and of course I ignored it because, well, spam calls are out of control, at least for me. But that person kept calling. So I finally answered, and the woman said, "Hi, my name is Lisa, and I found your dogs." My first thought was, this is a scam. She's going to want money, and then this is just going to end badly. But I checked my security cameras, and lo and behold, the door was open and there were no dogs. She gave me their names, told me how she got my phone number, and where she found them. She met me at my house and waited in her car with them until I got home. She didn't want anything. She just wanted to get my dogs back to me. Of course, I was in panic mode the whole time. I watched the cameras and raced home as quickly as I could. I don't think I've ever been that shaken. But when she handed them back and said, I just wanted to help, something cracked open. And I remember thinking, wow, there really are nice people out there. She renewed my faith in humanity in about 10 minutes, and that mattered more than she'll ever know. So, Lisa from New Jersey, who was visiting your son during Christmas, thank you with all of my heart. But there's a real lesson in all of this. That moment made me ask myself the hard question: when did I become so guarded that kindness felt suspicious? And maybe the better question is, how do we protect ourselves without shutting down our capacity to connect with others? We don't heal stress by staying armored all the time. We actually heal it through moments of safety and kindness. The small, quiet, unremarkable kindness, because that is the fastest way to signal safety to our nervous system. So, this is what I'm asking you to try. Be a little nicer to people. Don't assume the worst in everyone. Recognize that cynicism that you're feeling might be protective, but it's also keeping your stress stuck. Over this next week, we can all offer a small act of kindness without expecting anything back. Because kindness doesn't just make the world better, it makes your body feel safer while you're living in it. I want you to remember this. Kindness isn't weak, it's not naive, but it can be regulation in a dysregulated world. And that, my friends, is powerful. I hope you make some time today and every day for some peace, some plants, and some paws. Thank you so much for listening to Untamed and Unfiltered Wellness.